I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
Once more, I haven't seen a raise in that frame of mind since Glad Mary and nearly needed to leave Variety Purple what yes ma'am who expressed out loud whatever yes ma'am since imagine a scenario where I don't stand firm, how am I making it simple for Rhapsody and Danielle and hi. And and Felicia, then what, why, for what reason am I doing this in the event that it's all only for me? What are you doing here? I'm worn out on buckling down, being generous at what I do, getting compensated a small portion of the expense. I'm burnt out on hearing my sister say exactly the same thing again and again. You get drained. So Taraji P. Henson has by and by wound up in the news, and this time she's getting hauled for Phil by fans who are blaming her for purposely making dramatization and discussion around the film Purple. The film turned out to be a significant lemon, and fans appear to consider Taraji 100% answerable for the absence of ticket deals. Now it appears as though fans are out of control. Brief, she's hearing commended for sharing her point of view, and the following, she's getting a ton of disdain for itself. And it seems as though Oprah isn't the one in particular that is attempting to debase her, since she is getting enormously dropped even by fans, and it seems like her vocation could investigate Oprah. You perceive how she took a gander at Taji and rapidly turns away, and presently take a gander at Taji, take a gander at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking into vacillating her eye, attempting to keep down tears, yet she's attempting to be proficient, yet she leads into Oprah over, pulls away, phony giggle. We as a whole know that is phony, so I know it's been a hot moment since we talked about Taraji P. and the show encompassing out Purple. So many individuals believe that the show is at last fading away, yet truly the opposite is the case. Since it's as of now not a hotly debated issue doesn't imply that things are as yet not in the background happening. To Taji, in light of the fact that she's been getting a ton of intensity from fans for clearly destroying the film currently. It's not fans alone who are coming for her, since she is likewise getting a ton of disdain and purportedly dangers from makers too. Now for some tree, this dramatization began after Taraji focused on the gigantic compensation dissimilarity in the business and how she has been continually come up short on and undervalued for quite a long time. Obviously, this is vital discussion that should be had in light of the fact that it's as yet a colossal issue in the business. A few sources guarantee that dark craftsmen, particularly individuals of color, are frequently at the lower part of the survey with regards to getting cash in Hollywood, and that is the reason you see a ton of individuals of color actually battling to get compensated what they merit in Hollywood, despite the fact that they're viewed as legends. Listen, even Viola Davis, who has in a real sense accomplished an EGOT status, which is the most elevated honor that can be accomplished in Hollywood, has needed to manage this stuff now. For those of you who don't have the fogest idea what that implies, it implies that she won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony, which are four of the greatest honors in Hollywood. So envision winning those honors, nevertheless need to battle to get what you merit, what they're getting compensated, which is half of what a man is getting compensated. Well, we get most like a tenth of what a Caucasian lady gets, and I'm number one on the call sheet, and afterward I need to go in and I need to hustle for my work. Definitely, yet you can't contrast me with you in light of the fact that, and I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy, I finished the 2 Tony, I've Broadway, I've done off-Broadway, I've done television, I've done film. I've done every last bit of it. I have a profession that is likely tantamount to Meryl Rowe, Julianne Moore. We should Sorry Weaver. They all emerged from Yale Tech. Hey, emerged from Juilliard. They emerged from NYU. They had a similar way as me. But I'm not even close to them, not to the extent that cash, not as to the extent that open positions, no place near it. But yet, I need to continually get on that telephone, and I have fantastic specialists by the manner in which they are getting it. Yet I need to get on that telephone, and individuals say you're a dark Merrill Road, you are. And we love you, we love you. There is nobody like you. Okay then, at that point in the event that there's nobody like me, you believe I'm that, you pay me what I'm worth, you give me everything that I'm worth, and well envision being said to that you're truly outstanding, and afterward they pivot and don't pay you like the best. Listen, Hollywood is fierce and exceptionally ruthless spot, and that is the reason it's a significant discussion to have, so individuals wouldn't fret that Taraji raised the theme and talked on it. Yet the issue is that she brought it up while she should advance the film And despite the fact that she didn't do it because of dislike, the discussion only sort of driven there, and it wound up making the film look quite terrible whenever she first talked about it was at a hang after occasion where she discussed how she is as yet come up short on in the business. She even guaranteed that it has been over a long time since she saw an expansion in her check, since she has been procuring a similar level as she did when she dealt with the Pleased Mary way back in 2018. Now, wow. All that is stunning sufficient. The genuine stunning stuff was the point at which she guaranteed that she got lowballed for her job as Sue Avery in Purple, and that the check was low to the point that she nearly turned down the role. Totally, I haven't seen a raise in that frame of mind. Since Glad Mary and nearly needed to leave Variety Purple. Yes, ma'am, who got out whatever. Yes, mom. Yes, ma'am, since you know, consider the possibility that I don't stand firm. How am I making it simple for Kate? Priccio and Danielle and Hi and Felicia, then what? Why? For what reason am I doing this? Yes, ma'am, well, that is whenever that she first took a stand in opposition to it, yet it unquestionably wasn't the last. Consistently she was irritated and agitated about it, on the grounds that in one more meeting that she did with Gail Lord, she was upset to such an extent that she really stalled in tears while discussing how disappointed she was with the business and how she was being dealt with. It was awful, to the point that she even talked about leaving the business altogether. I'm worn out on buckling down, being charitable at what I do, getting compensated a small portion of the expense. I'm fed up with hearing my sisters say this equivalent thing again and again. You get worn out now. While Taji was talking from an individual encounter about the things she had been going through in the business and her involvement with the business presently, like I said before, she presumably didn't intend for it to explode into such a tremendous issue yet. That is precisely exact thing happened. She was discussing it while she was on Advancing Purple, and afterward the following thing we realized, it started a greater discussion about how dark entertainers who great Variety Purple is loaded up with were being dealt with, and we saw a few dark entertainers emerge to say exactly the same thing, like Gabrielle Association. I'm a dark entertainer and maker in Hollywood. Obviously I must work until it's the end. Sing. We can't resign, we don't make sufficient now. This exploded and turned into something entire, so where individuals began discussing this embarrassment more than the genuine film. And when they discussed the film, it was to discuss the way that Oprah low ballagi. It reached a place where Oprah was getting hauled for rottenness via virtual entertainment for being hostile to dark and attempting to loathe on her kindred individuals of color. Now this present circumstance was tense and it possibly deteriorated. So when fans saw that something presumably went down among Taraji and Oprah after that interview, since fans saw there was a few pressure between the two ladies at this public occasion to advance the film, did you figure you could get away from now? OK Music marvelous Taraji additionally asserted that the makers would have rather not employed drivers for the cast and she needed to battle for it since it was risky for her. She said they gave us rental vehicles and I was like, I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is a protection obligation. It's hazardous. Now they looting individuals. What do I resemble taking myself to work without help from anyone else in a rain vehicle? Well, Oprah was getting a ton of disdain along these lines, and it possibly deteriorated when Taraji attempted to guard Oprah, saying Miss Oprah has been nothing under a consistent and strong guide of light to every one of the projects of Purple. She has given consolation, direction, and relentless help to all of us. She told me by and by to contact her for anything I really wanted. And I did. They accepted one call, one discussion, and one dynamic person of color to cause me to feel They thank you, Miss Oprah, for all that you really do. Well, fans certainly didn't buy Taji's explanation, and they left remarks saying, were you quiet or quiet? She's frightened of being repudiated by Oprah like Monique. All I see is what's not composed, and I don't get it yet. I support you, Taji. There were additionally reports that Oprah planned to renounce her as she did Monique purportedly. I know you all recall the gossipy tidbits about Oprah getting Monique torpedo from the business after she dropped out with Oprah. Overvaluable. Now Oprah believed Monique should go on a press run for the film Valuable when Monique declined. Word the roads is that Oprah went far beyond to get her renounced, so when Taraji began to discuss how she was being treated on the arrangement of Purple, it wrecked the discussion totally, as opposed to get